Hello guys, this is Cody from Kendama College, and I'm basically going to be going over everything you need to know to start playing kendama, from the different woods to some tips that help me make the experience of learning a little bit better. So first I'm going to start off with kind of the terminology of kendamas. This right here, what you're looking at, is the ken, and this is the tama. Despite together them being a kendama with a D, this is a tama with a T, ken, K-E-N, tama, T-A-M-A, and together they're a kendama. I'm not sure why. There is different shapes of kens, so I know it might be hard to pick up, but these are two different shapes. This one's a little bit more worn in, so that might look a little bit different. But they're from the same brand. They're from Lotus. I highly recommend this brand. They've worked really well. It's pretty much all I use now. And tamas have different paint as well, and they're also made from different woods. So going back to the kens, both of these are maple wood. They do make them in beech and some in ash and like hickory. I recommend as a beginner to get a beech or a maple. Beech is going to break down a lot faster. The spike is going to be dull way faster. This is a maple one. I use this for about a month and the spike is pretty sharp still. I do have some chips right here, but I just turned it so when I do taps and things, it won't be hitting the chips and it won't chip any further until this side gives out, and then I'll probably end up using a new ken. Same thing with the tamas. So this one right here is from Sulab. Both of these are from Sulab. This is ultra friction clear. It's just more layers of this, which is also friction clear. They're just different woods. So I don't know if you could see all the different grains in there. They're a little bit thicker than this one. This one's not as broken in as this one right here. This bevel, it's called a bevel, the hole in here. And this is broken in a lot more. I'm gonna show you how I break in bevels. And I'm gonna do it to this one to show you guys. That's gonna be a little bit later. But they also have this in beech, which I highly recommend for beginners and honestly for anybody. Beech tamas tend to break in a lot easier and are way better for stalls, which we will learn in further playlists or further semesters. So maple tama, this is an ash tama. This one also breaks in pretty good, but I do feel like a broken in beech tama sticks a little bit better. This is pretty slick. And then maple is the hardest wood, so this is going to take the longest to break in, but I do like using maple tamas because they last longer and they won't egg out faster. So when these become not as oval and they egg from this getting all dented up, it's not going to work as well for your cups and balance tricks. So that's basically it for the ken and the tama. I also, the string length doesn't really matter. It's all preference. And inside, I do highly recommend having a bearing instead of a bead. A lot of kendamas, like beginner kendamas, they come with beads. They're just not as good as bearings. So I recommend getting a bearing. That'll just make it to where this can spin freely and it won't tangle up your string. You'll learn in further tricks and harder tricks that the string becomes a big issue when playing kendama, and string control is really probably one of the most important things when playing kendama at an advanced level. So the bearing just helps with that, and a high quality string. I use this string right here, Lovely Knots. I got this on Amazon. It's not meant for kendama at all, but this string has been perfect for me. It's nice and smooth. It doesn't kink up very much, like it's nice and limp. A lot of string that come with kendamas, they're all tied up and they become super like kinked up and it just tangles really bad. So yeah, so past that, I'm gonna talk about, I guess we can look, so when people get kendamas, they think that they break them when this comes off, but it's actually meant to be like this. The string goes through here, through this hole, and I tie a little knot, and right now it usually is supposed to line up, but I have it turned so I can avoid these chips right here while I'm playing. So you put that down, and then in the future you're gonna as you use your kendama, it's gonna get loose right here, and that's when, I don't know if you can see it, but I have beeswax, like just 100% beeswax, and I rub it right here where it goes in, and that'll help keep your the serrato, or the cups on the serrato better. This is the serrato, these are the cups. And if you're right-handed, the biggest cup is gonna be on top. Left-handed, you just switch these cups around and put the string through the other way, so the big cup is on the top of your dominant hand. So this is the big cup, small cup, base cup, and this is the spike. We already went through the bevel. We went through the woods, the different paint. So this is a pretty, like, the paint really doesn't matter. Like, it's not gonna make you a better kendama player. You can get used to any paint. This paint is a lot more durable and will last a lot longer. So I've used this same Tama for many of these Kens. Like, these Kens they're cheaper than Tamas. So I'd rather get a high quality Tama that'll last way longer than these Kens, so I could just keep rebuying the Kens. Other than that, I'm gonna go ahead and show you how I break in a Tama. This one's pretty fresh. I played a little bit of it. Basically, you're gonna get this bevel wet right here, and you're just gonna keep it's simulating this spike right here hitting right here, and therefore just breaking it in like manually. I've done it to this one already, and this one's perfect. It'll be perfect for stalls, and it's a lot easier for the spike to go in, because if it hits right here, it's gonna slide off here and go in instead of catching this edge and just sticking and then falling off either way. So you just repeatedly get it wet, which will soften the wood, and you just beat in a circle until you're happy with the result. I'm not gonna fully beat this one because I like when they naturally break in. And then once it naturally breaks in a little bit, then I'll go through and I'll do it even harder. But I just want this paint to chip off naturally, and I don't want to chip off excess paint that I don't need to get chipped. So past that, we're gonna talk about the grips. So this is a standard grip right here, the way I'm holding it. With the big cup on top. Another grip is Sarah grip, which is basically like a pencil. And we're gonna be going over this trick right here, the Moshi Kame, in the next semester. That's Sarah grip. It's gonna be used for down spikes. Standard grip is kind of where we're gonna be hanging out for the most part in beginner to intermediate. We will cover Sarah grip, as I told you, for Moshi Kame, just so we can get a feel for Sarah grip before we start actually using it. And then there is candlestick grip. We're not going to cover this pretty much because the tricks are too advanced, other than just a pull-up base cup from candle grip. So when you learn how to use the cups in the beginner tutorial, you can implement the candlestick grip and practice this grip. So that's pretty much it for how to start playing kendama. You should be pretty much ready. I will put a kendama that I recommend for beginners in the comment section. I have no affiliation with any kendama brands. It's just my personal preference. So feel free to look up other people's videos and what they recommend. And I'll see you in the next episode.